Today's audio is focused on volume 2 of my Fibromyalgia Road to Recovery books. They are all available on Amazon via the link below for just a few pounds or a few dollars, and they contain all the research that I used to combine a holistic 360 approach to my own recovery. That was a decade ago, a decade which I had to spend just getting on with my life. That had been put on hold for 7 years when I had fibromyalgia. So how did I get from being so ill that I had to have a disabled blue badge in my car for 3 years to the position I'm in now, where my wellness is enabling me to help others? Today, as promised, I'm focusing on the content in volume 2 of the books. These audio notes complement the text in book 2 of the series. I'm not going to read the whole volume word for word because you can do that at your own pace, and I know that with fibromyalgia you could be experiencing fibro fog, and to be able to take information in at your own pace is really important. These audio notes are designed to support the information in the book, and also I'm going to chat less formally about it. But I wanted to reiterate the most poignant parts. I wrote the books over 8 years ago, so this audio supplement also contains updated information about the treatments and processes of recovery from fibromyalgia. 5 volumes cover the introduction to what fibromyalgia is, the diagnostic routes here in the UK, which through rheumatology consultation, and that hasn't really changed much, though it needs to, and hopefully we can help that along a bit, that change. The books also cover pain management, the role of family and friends, and medical research combined with anecdotal evidence from 35 other people who contributed. Masses of this information accumulates in volume 4 and which covers various treatments, therapies, diets, vitamins, minerals, details, alkaline diets, and the benefits of certain types of physical exercise. Volume 4 of the books is like a little mini encyclopedia all on its own. We didn't have much evidence about what was the role of CBD in the endocannabinoid system 9 years ago. Data on the many people suffering from fibromyalgia now who are self-medicating using cannabis. It's estimated that 1.4 million people in the UK use cannabis to help with chronic pain. It remains illegal, but there are 180,000 doctors who are registered to legally prescribe, and there will be much more information about this revealed throughout 2020 and in the future. So as with the last audio notes, I wanted to start with the gratitudes that I was able to find some amazing doctors and a medical homeopath in Somerset without whom I could not have recovered, and a thank you also to my son, who's now grown up but had to live through traumas of his own, including my disability and being part of a young carers group. It's difficult to focus on gratitude when we're suffering from trauma, pain and exhaustion, but it is crucial if you're going to work towards recovery. So to take a moment out now to think of a few things you can be truly grateful for in this moment. Let's just be truly grateful for this moment. In the last audio, I talked about the power of words, about how we represent ourselves, that words become incantations and evocations and manifest realities when repeated and processed inside our brain. For this reason, I want to reiterate that throughout the books, I had used the term us fibros. In hindsight, I particularly dislike this term, and again, if there's any kind soul out there who'd like to read all 5 volumes for free in return for editing the term out and replacing it with something that they think is much more appropriate, then I would be so much more eternally grateful. So that's like 3 volumes for anyone who'd like to do that. When I used the phrase us fibros, it was a way of positioning myself with you, showing you that I understand, I've been where you are. But here's the thing, if you identify yourself as an illness, you don't allow space to identify yourself as anything else, and you let the illness consume you. You are not a fibro, you are a human being who is temporarily suffering from the symptoms of an illness. Let's look at it another way. If you had, for example, a verruca, you wouldn't say us verrucas until it healed, would you? Do you ever hear people with cancer referring to themselves as us cancers? So in the fibromyalgia self-help community, we need to stop referring to ourselves as us fibros. Enough said. The only thing I want to reiterate before we launch into support notes for Volume 2 is the issue of faith again and what this means to you. It isn't saying that fibromyalgia is somehow psychosomatic. It isn't saying have blind hope. It is believing that you have the innate wisdom to find a path to your own recovery, just like I did, and knowing that you can. I'm a Buddhist and I follow the teachings of Buddhist monk Nichiren Daishonin. It's not an easy path to follow and it can be quite challenging, probably impossible without constant faith, practice and study. In the 13th century, Nichiren Daishonin wrote to one of his followers, "If you are unwilling to make efforts to heal yourself, it will be difficult to cure your illness." That's harsh. At first, it might imply that you're not trying to heal yourself. He's just stating, as a healer, it's difficult for me to cure you unless you make efforts yourself. And efforts also mean faith and belief, as well as, of course, proactively finding a road to recovery, which you are already doing, or you wouldn't have found me here on YouTube. Nichiren Daishonin also wrote, "One day of life is more valuable than all the treasures of the major world systems. But first you must muster sincere faith. Embrace the day. Carpe diem. Embrace the day. And know that you're on your path to recovery." Great. I know it's difficult. I know how difficult it is. And that's why I wrote these books and why I'm presenting these audio support notes to help you on your journey. This book, Volume 2, covers the relationship between sleep and healing, sleep apnea, insomnia and pain management frameworks, particularly focusing on treatment pathways here in the UK, usually through the NHS, pathways I think that are adopted pretty much worldwide now, and normally start with diagnosis from a rheumatologist consultant or neurologist. To the issue of sleep deficiency. In Book 1, we looked at past traumatic events and became aware of how our body continues to carry them physiologically. That's the effect of post-traumatic stress, and obviously that affects our sleep patterns. The sleep pain cycle is about the relationship between deep sleep, that's a stage 4 sleep, and our body's natural ability to heal itself. Sleep is the gatekeeper, a key. We mentioned in Audio 1 two of the keys to recovery: healing past traumas and overcoming insomnia. So we're dealing with that one now. When asked to define fibromyalgia, the carer of one local group member defined it as the inability of the body to repair itself during sleep. But it's not so much an inability of the body to repair itself during sleep, but an inability to sleep deeply enough, which prevents this natural healing. So what should happen when you get a good night's sleep? Sleep is a chance for your parasympathetic nervous system to regulate and relax body function. It's the proactive way your body can regulate, rebalance, relax and heal itself. Your body is amazing. Allowed to sleep, it can repair itself. Wow. While you're in a state of deep sleep, growth hormone is released, increased protein production takes place, and you absorb alkalizing minerals and eliminate excess acids. Your body produces crucial antibodies when you're asleep and natural opioids, and regulates chemical neurotransmitters. It's very busy. Sleep enables you to heal itself. Yourself. Conversely, denying the body of sleep interrupts this self-healing. And for example, the proteins needed for repairing damage, such as micro tears in your muscle fibres, cannot be produced. It's been found that people with the fibromyalgia condition have many more unrepaired micro tears in their muscle fibres than people who do not have fibromyalgia, which is one reason why your muscles hurt. But just like a broken bone, it can heal itself. These microscopic tears can also heal themselves. Evidence that it is possible to recover from fibromyalgia. Evidence that it's possible. Enabling and facilitating sleep is one of the key factors in recovery. Denying the body of sleep, of course, is a form of torture. pH balance is another of your body's restorative mechanisms that takes place while you sleep. While you sleep, you're able to absorb alkalizing minerals from foods you've eaten during the day and eliminate excess acids, for example, via your kidneys. This may be why you feel the need to urinate when you wake up in the night. It's all good. It's all part of your body detoxing itself. Without deep sleep, the pH balance within your cells remains acidic. And again, research has evidence that people with fibromyalgia have a tendency towards acidity on a cellular level, and this impacts even on the mitochondria within your cells. The mitochondria are little powerhouses, but they can't power energy up properly if the cells are overly acidic. You experience this as pain and fatigue. In order to recover fully from fibromyalgia, another key is deacidification on a cellular level. So now we've uncovered 3 keys: dealing with past stress, dealing with insomnia, and deacidification on a cellular level. Personally, I followed a strict alkalizing diet. It's a bit like if your body's acidic, your pendulum has swung one way and you need to take it back way the other way so that it can naturally come back down in the middle. So a strict alkalizing diet is really helpful. You can find out more about alkalizing food types from many different websites. You just Google or search alkalizing foods or deacidifying foods, so alkalizing, alkaline effects on the body. During my recovery process, I began the habit of drinking at least 2 pints of water with fresh lemon every day. I also added a pinch of sea salt because the potassium and sodium balance in pure sea salt was helpful in eradicating restless legs. In volumes 4 and 5 of my ebooks, Fibromyalgia Road to Recovery, I list some of my favourite alkalizing meal recipes. You can follow the links below. I'm sorry there's no pictures of the yummy meals in the books. I really I need help working on that one. But returning to the importance of sleep, the production of natural opioids helps you to sleep more easily, meaning you can wake up without stiffness or pain. But increased pharmaceutical opioids along with antidepressants and ironically some sleeping tablets can prevent these natural opioids from being produced, and a long-term effect can be disturbed sleep, meaning you wake up in as much or even sometimes more pain than when you went to bed. You get that. Pain keeps you awake, uncomfortably tossing and turning, and the sleep disturbance causes increased pain. It feels so unfair. Most people diagnosed with fibromyalgia suffer from sleep disorders. It may be caused by sleep apnea or post-traumatic stress or other reasons. People with fibromyalgia are often diagnosed as having depression because, let's face it, chronic pain is pretty depressing. But it's worth pointing out here that research has shown that sleep patterns in people suffering depression is quite distinctively different to sleep patterns disturbances found in people suffering from fibromyalgia. I hope you don't fall asleep listening to me. Actually, I hope you do. Chapter 5 in Volume 2 of these books, entitled Fibromyalgia Road to Recovery, has many self-help tips about improving your potential for deep sleep. But what we're going to do now is some yoga nidras in the hope it will relax you into getting a good night's sleep tonight. I can't promise. Let's try. So first, please drink a glass of water, preferably with lots of lemon. Then let's make ourselves as comfortable as possible, preferably on a strong supportive mattress, perhaps with a thick feather-down mattress topper. Make yourself cosy and warm. And now, before relaxing, please place under your tongue 1 medium-sized to large sea salt crystal. Don't worry if this is the first time you're hearing this, don't worry if you don't have one to hand, just try it next time. I explain the inspiration for this from Dr. Batman Jalij and how it helps you to sleep more fully in the book, so just follow the links. There is a method to my madness. Now, are you lying down as comfortably as you can? So, let's begin. Focus on your breathing. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Breathe deeply into your lungs. Breathe deeply into your diaphragm. And breathe deeply a couple of inches below your belly button into your dantian. Again, breathe deeply into your lungs. Breathe deeply into your diaphragm. And breathe deeply into your dantian. Now visualize your breath reaching down both legs as far as the soles of your feet. You may feel your toes tingling. Wiggle them, release them. Let any tension from them relax. Breathe again down to your feet. Feel any tension in your ankles or bones of your feet. And on an outward breath, release any tensions from your ankles and the bones in your feet. Again, breathe down into the soles of your feet, this time focusing on your calf muscles. Be aware of any tension in your calf muscles, and on an outward breath, relax. Let it go. Now breathe deeply down into the soles of your feet again, but this time draw your attention to any stress, tension, aches or pains in or around your knees. On an outward breath, release the tension and relax. Now breathe deeply down, deep down into the soles of your feet, being aware of any stress, tension, aches or pains in the thigh muscles, front and back of your upper legs. And on an outward breath, release and relax. Breathing deeply right down to the soles of your feet, this time become aware of any tension, pain or discomfort in your hip, your ball and socket joints or pelvic areas. Exhale and breathe into it again. And with your next outward breath, release any tensions held here. Release the pain and discomfort and tensions in your hip, ball, socket joint or pelvic area. Breathe it in and let it out. Acknowledge your aches and pains, and with a deep breath, let them go. Keep breathing. You may need to adjust the weight on your pelvic bones, maybe slightly tilting it up in order to flatten your lower back. Again, breathing deeply in the most comfortable position you can, all the way down into the soles of your feet. Become aware of any discomfort in your coccyx, your tailbone, the front of your pelvic area or your lower back. Acknowledge any aches and pains, and with a deep and forgiving breath, exhale. Let it go and relax. Release. Keep breathing all the way down into the soles of your feet. On your next breath, become aware of any tensions, twists, aches or pains in the lumbar or middle region of your back, your vertebra, the muscles, the intestines, your bowels, your bladder. Again, you might need to adjust your pelvic bone in order to flatten and relax. Keep breathing. Exhale, letting go of any stress, tension or irritation that you have been carrying here today. Keep breathing. Breathing deeply right down both legs into the sides of both of your feet. Become aware of any stress, tensions, aches or pains in the central back and kidneys, or in your abdomen, around your solar plexus, your diaphragm, your stomach, liver or spleen. And with an outward breath, release any tensions you've been holding here today. Now breathe deeply, deep down into the soles of both your feet again. Relax. You are safe. You are warm. You are loved. You are supported. With your next breath, become aware of your chest, your lungs, your heart. Breathe deeply, breathe slowly. As you exhale, release any tension, stress, anxiety or aches you have been holding here today. Breathe into your heart and release. Again, breathing deeply down both legs into the soles of your feet. Keep breathing deeply, becoming aware of any stress, aches or specific pains in your upper back and between your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Perhaps there is pain here. Let it go. Breathe into it, and with an outward breath, release. Exhale, let go of the tension and anxiety you've been holding here today. Breathing deeply down both legs, right down to the soles of both of your feet, becoming aware of any tensions, aches or pains in your shoulders, your shoulder muscles, your joints, your collarbone. Feel your shoulders lying flat against the surface, being supported. With an outward breath, exhale any tension you have been holding here today. Focus on any specific aches and pains, only for a moment, a millisecond. Breathe in, acknowledge, exhale, release, relax. Take 3 deep breaths into your lungs, into your solar plexus, and into your dantian. Now, breathing deeply all the way down into both arms, down to your hands, your fingertips. Be aware of any tension, aches or pains in the tip of your shoulders, your shoulder joints, your upper arms. With an outward breath, exhale, release, relax. Breathe deeply down both your arms, into your hands, into the palms of your hands, into your fingertips, becoming aware of any tension, aches or pains in your elbows, in your lower arms. Acknowledge, exhale. Again, breathing deeply, deeply down into both of your arms, right down into both of your hands, the palms of your hands, your fingers. Wiggle your fingers. Acknowledge your breath entering. Becoming aware of any tension in your wrists, the palm of your hands or your fingers. You might need to clench and unclench them. With an outward breath, let go of the stress. Open your palms. Open any tight fists. Release the tension. Release the anxiety. Release all of those things that your hands have been holding on to today. Let it go. Exhale, release, relax. Let yourself become aware of any stress, tension, discomfort, aches or pains either side of your neck muscles, at the base of your skull, in your throat. Breathe deeply, breathe slowly, and with an outward breath, exhale any tensions you have been holding here today. Don't worry if you start crying. Breathe deeply, right down both legs into the soles of both feet, slowly becoming aware of any tensions, aches and pains left. Anything in your face, your skull, your skin, your hair, your ears, your mouth, relax. You are warm, you are supported, you are loved. Be aware of any stress, worries, anxieties you've been holding here in your head today. Oh, let them go. Don't focus on them. Focus on your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth and let them go. Continue breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose. And just before sleeping, take 3 last deep breaths, being aware of the top of your head, your crown chakra, your brain and the space behind your eyes. Be aware of any stress in your eyes, any anxiety or tension in this area. Be aware of any visual stimuli darting around on the inside of your eyelids and turning anything into stars in a dark night sky. Exhale, relax, let it go.